Gentlemen, welcome back to my mini little desk here, and in today's video we've got just a very simple tip actually, and I really do hope that you find this helpful for your models, which is, in short, I would like to mount that video transmitter in the wing. Now the issue is that if I use something like a soldering gun, which I should have prepared before, like this one, is that if I use that and put it in, is that I notice the foam tends to melt afterwards, which is less than ideal, but great for EPP. So this little episode is just two really straightforward tips. The first one is that if you get your device which you're putting into your model, and you'll notice that on my razor blade I've got some black lines, well, a black line which has been put on to the blade. What that now means, and all I've done is just use a sharpie for that, is that what that now means is that if I cut in there, I'll use that line as a reference, and now I know whether I'm cutting down deep enough or not. So I'm going to go in there, and obviously I wasn't going down far enough on the previous run because I can feel it cutting. So that's tip number one. You're going to have to excuse me because I'd like to finish doing this model, because tip number two is directly related to this, which is that you'll see that I'm making a little crisscross pattern, or making little squares, and the reason why I'm making little squares is because it does make it a lot easier to get chunks of foam out rather than trying going after a big block. So you'll see me there just going in and not going too deep the first time and then going back a second time. So I am just going through just to confirm all these are at the right depth, like so. And the other tool which you're going to need for this is very simply just a pair of pliers. Ideally smaller is definitely better when it comes to this, and what we're going to be doing is a dig in and rotate action to then take each of these cubes out. So I've only got another 2 or 3 rows to go. Brilliant, like so. There we go, one more. Oh, and you'll also see the only mark which I put on this model was in that corner. I made sure that when I cut it out then was that it was clean out. So the second part of this tip is that we've now been and got a crisscross pattern on there. So got a pair of pliers, nippy ones. These ones are angled, but straight ones work just as well. And then what I'm going to do is really dig in. It's always awkward on the first one, so I've really dug it in, and then I'm going to twist. And then we start taking out chunks of foam. So that first one didn't go very well. That's okay. You can come back and grab it later. But you see in me going back in now, I'm going in there and twisting. So there we go. And then we go down and twist and out. And all I'm going to do now is just carry on and repeat that process. And obviously you probably want to be a little bit tidier than what I'm doing, because I'm just chucking the bits off on the desk. But we've got a uniform depth, and we've got a simple tool to just get in and twist. And in fact, I'm just going to leave this video running just to make the point, so that you can see it. In fact, I shouldn't have done that one that way, and the corners are always tough. But it's really, really quick, and I'm getting quite a flat bottom in the bottom of this little well which I've got in the model. So just get it in, down, twist. Obviously not enough of that one. Get it down the side and twist, down and twist. In fact, why don't I just show you on the iPad? Let me just pick this up so you can actually see what's going on inside. There. I wonder if it's going to zoom nicely for us. Oh, look at that. See? I'm getting quite a uniform base to this. And with just a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. Let me move that around there so you can see what's going on. There we go. Just a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. I can get a nice little well there for the, in this case, the video transmitter to fit in. I'll do exactly the same thing on the opposite side, and I'm just actually making a mistake with the edges. Is that you want to get it that way round rather than jamming the pliers down against the nice clean edge. You want to try and keep it to one side so you don't actually end up jamming them up. And great, that bit there's stuck. I'm just going to keep on going. Down, twist, And you see how easy they're coming out now. I always remember struggling really, really badly with this, trying to do it once. And I can't remember where I picked this tip up. And it must have been a good one because I've always now used it. There we go. And yeah, the edges are awkward. So let's get these pliers in there and give it a twist. And to be fair, these angle pliers are actually really good for getting in there. And then this last piece, oh, it wanted to come out by itself. Brilliant. So last line which I've got there. In, twist, in, twist. That one didn't do very well, to be frankly honest. Just going to go back for that one. Right, let's get in there. Get that in, twist. 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 And you see it goes quite quickly once you get into a little line. In and twist. I'm going to get in there and pick some of these bits out. I've got this corner piece to do, so I'm just going to get in there and twist. And the last bit where the antenna goes, and obviously this will need a little bit of tidying up afterwards, but the base in here is now pretty much uniform. Let's get in there, 2 more, put that in there and twist. Brilliant. So I'm just going to get in there and just tidy up the last couple of bits. I'm just going to use the pliers for that. You will still probably have to get in here and just do a bit of tidying around. But it's much, much easier to do. And I'm just going to use my fingernail to... Oh, bits have gone everywhere. Brilliant. Like so. Right, there you go. So there's the hole now, like so. Yeah, look how clean that has come out, and you saw how much work I did to that, which frankly was not a lot. So let's put the iPad back down again, and oh, drop it out the stand. There we go. So let's now go and present the transmitter to the hole, and oh. So what, let me take that off so that wasn't even done on there very well. Right, there we go. I can tell, and again I wanted a bit of extra space on the end, and that is now a lovely, that fell off, whatever it was. That is a lovely tight fit in there, and when it comes to video transmitters, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, is that you'll see there is a bit of a ridge. I will make it on even more of a bit of an angle, but we do want a bit of ridge on there to help with heat dissipation. So I do know that on the back, in fact it was probably the, great, that was an L9R which dropped down the back of there. I do know that on the back of this video transmitter we do have a big inductor coil sat down the back of there. But you can see very, very quickly we've got a super tight fit in there. A tiny little bit of extra alteration, and that is going to look absolutely amazeballs. So with that said, I sincerely hope this little tip or this little video tip episode will help you and your models. If it has, do me a favor, press the thumbs up underneath this video, and of course if you've got any questions at all, please just ask, and you can do that in the comments section underneath this video. So with that said, from myself, Matt, cheerios!